Hey guys, this is, as you see from the title down here, that this is another segment in my opinion videos, just talking about what I think about a subject or a group. Now, today, as you can see, we're talking about men's rights. I have some papers down here, so you may see me looking down sometimes, just to remind myself and not to miss anything that I want to talk about. But with the men's rights groups, there's some things that I do agree with and some things I don't. I don't agree with everything I'm going to talk about here, but I'm just talking about in the group in general. And then after I list off the things that they think, I'll kind of give my opinions on a few of them. And of course, you guys should give your opinions too down in the comments below. So, yes. Now, some people think the men's rights movement is a backlash against feminism. I do think some groups in it are. Not all of them. Because personally, I don't agree with everything this day and age of what feminism represents. But I would say the group at large is not a backlash against feminism. I do think there are legitimate problems that men face. Now, about children's custody. You can see that trust me, if you go look it up, children's custody, I would say mostly they usually go to the mother. Which I do think it should be a little more equal than what it is, but I just think that there's definitely a disproportionate amount of women getting children than men getting their children. Because I know men usually, they have the higher paying job and they can, I guess, financially help the children better. Now, this one is circumcision, and this one I think is really bad because children in general can't consent to circumcision. And I don't think doctors should just do it. I think that I do think it should be illegal while they're children, but once they grow up into adults, I think it should be their own choice to get it done. But that's just me. Now, let me look at the next page. Now, with the criminal justice system, men are usually sentenced longer than women. I think it's because men do seem to be more violent than women, and I think that is just a natural thing because of our testosterone, wanting thrill-seeking and stuff like that. But I do think women should not be sentenced to have shorter sentences than men. I do think they should have the same sentences as men. I don't think they should be both made shorter. I think women should be put higher on the same level. Now with divorce, many men's rights activists are just opting out of divorce entirely. I mean, out of divorce, but out of marriage entirely. Because it's not financially good. Let's say a man, he has a very high paying job, like I would say he's in the upper middle class, and he marries a woman that only really works at a part-time job, and she doesn't make a lot of money, but then she divorces him, and she gets basically half of his money that he's earned because they got married. I don't think that's a good thing to have. And it could go the opposite way too, but I would think that's I would say that's rarer than, the woman taking a lot of the man's money. Now with domestic violence, men tend to not really report when their wives or girlfriends or whatever are being violent to them, because they think it'll make them feel weak. I do think men should fix that. And many times when police are called in, they will take the man automatically. They will not they will not, if the man calls it in and says his wife is abusing him, they will take the man. So I don't think that's a really good thing, and that should be, well, I would hope that it would be fixed eventually. And for domestic domestic violence help centers, most of them only serve women. I think in America there's only one, and I forget which state it's in, but I'm pretty sure there's only one domestic help center specifically for men, and all the others are usually specifically for women and children. And I think I heard that some of them don't even accept men. So, now, female privilege. I do think that there's some merit to this, but not everything they say. They do think that women have had a privilege throughout history, which, there's a good debate over that, I would say. Because men and women do have their own different privileges. Now, with health, men tend to not live as long as women. It may be a natural thing, or maybe a thing where men tend to work more, so their health deteriorates faster. But, and I'm sure there's biological differences as well. But that's one of their points that they also want to, tell people. And that I think they said it was, I heard that it was more likely that a woman will go to the doctor when she feels something's wrong with her, and a man is less likely to, because he just thinks he can, tough it out, Which, again, I think that should be fixed. Men shouldn't feel like they should always be tough. Now, a big one is also homelessness. Men are definitely a majority of homeless people, which is sad. I do think men should be helped more with their homeless problem. But I don't have a lot to say on that. I just wanted to get that out the way. What else? Paternity fraud, where a woman has a child and she either applies for what do you call it? Like oh my gosh, I can't remember what is exactly called. Like when they have to pay the wife so she can take care of the child. I can't exactly remember what the word is called, but you guys know what I'm talking about. And then later on they find out that the child isn't the guy's, biological child. And men shouldn't be forced to really pay for that, because it's not their child. It's not the child, it's not their biological child. Even if they raise the child and later on that happens, they still shouldn't be forced to pay child support. They shouldn't be forced to pay child support. Yeah, that's just my opinion. I know some people may have other opinions, but that's just me. And then there's the rape problem with a lot of false rape allegations. Because if it's false rape, even if it's false, it will destroy a man's life. Because that will forever be on the internet, and people will always talk about that. And of course, if a man did rape, he should be prosecuted, but you shouldn't always jump to conclusions if somebody accuses somebody. And the last one, which is personally the one that I am most worried about, is the suicide problem, because men are a vast majority of suicides, and that does definitely need to be fixed. Because men, I do think, have a lot of... Society puts a lot on their shoulders, and they just can't handle it, and I think that's a part of society that we do need to fix. But, yeah, that's, I think that's about everything the men's rights activists, like, all their main points that they want to get across. And, well, I said my opinions on most of these. So, if I did miss anything, of course, comment down below, and I'll also give my opinion on anything that you want to ask me. And I ask you to like and subscribe. But I think that's about it. If you guys have any other suggestions, just comment down below as well if you want me to cover anything. I have a number of things that I'm going to do later. So, yeah. I see you guys later. And yeah, please subscribe because I need subscribers. All right, bye guys.